this is the competency which is covered. We shall discuss about synthesis and physiological action of adrenal cortical hormones and what will be the effect if there is altered secretion of these adrenal cortical hormones. Now, first of all, we shall understand what is adrenal gland. See, there are two adrenal glands, each weighing around 4 grams, and they lie at the superior poles of both the kidneys. And each adrenal gland, it is composed of adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. As you can see in this figure, each adrenal gland, it has outer cortical part called as adrenal cortex and endomedullary part called as adrenal medulla. Okay. So from outwards to inwards, as you can see here, adrenal cortex, it has 3 zones basically. Zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata and zona reticularis. So this zona glomerulosa, it mainly secretes mineralocorticoids. Fasciculata secretes glucocorticoids, whereas zona reticularis, it secretes sex hormones. You can see in this figure also, zona glomerulosa secreting mineralocorticoids that shall include aldosterone and deoxycorticosterone. Zona fasciculata secretes glucocorticoids, that is cortisol, corticosterone, whereas zona reticularis, that secretes sex hormones, androgen and estrogen. Now talking about the inner medullary portion, adrenal medulla, it secretes catecholamines, that includes epinephrine and norepinephrine. Now we will talk about the synthesis of these adrenal cortical hormone. So first of all, we will talk about the synthesis of aldosterone or mineralocorticoid. So we shall see about the A part of this flow chart, in which substrate is cholesterol. It is getting converted to pregnenolone. Pregnenolone, it is further converted to progesterone. Progesterone converted to deoxycorticosterone, which is further converted to corticosterone. And corticosterone, here, it is acted upon by the enzyme aldosterone synthase to form aldosterone. Okay, this is the first part in which we are synthesizing mineralocorticoids, and our primary mineralocorticoid is aldosterone. Now coming to the second part, synthesis of glucocorticoids and sex hormones. Substrate remains the same, that is cholesterol. Cholesterol, it will be acted upon by cholesterol desmolase, and there will be formation of pregnenolone. We'll see the vertical series of reaction here. Pregnenolone acted upon by 3-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase enzyme, which is abbreviated as 3-beta HSD. It will form progesterone. Progesterone will be acted upon by 21-beta hydroxylase enzyme to form 11-deoxycorticosterone, which will be further acted by 11-beta hydroxylase enzyme to form corticosterone, which is our main glucocorticoid. Now, looking upon the horizontal series of reaction, you can make out that pregnenolone, which is synthesized from cholesterol, it is acted upon by 17-alpha hydroxylase enzyme to form 17-hydroxypregnenolone. OH stands for hydroxy. Now, you can see the enzymes are same that are in the synthesis of corticosterone. 3-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase forms 17-hydroxyprogesterone. 21-beta hydroxylase converts this 17-hydroxyprogesterone to 11-deoxycortisol, which is acted upon by 11-beta hydroxylase, and ultimately there is formation of our main glucocorticoid, that is cortisol. So this yellow colored series of reaction vertically and this orange color series of reaction, that shows the synthesis of glucocorticoid. Now coming towards the synthesis of sex hormones, this substrate 17-hydroxypregnenolone, it is acted upon by 17-20 lyase activity of 17-alpha hydroxylase enzyme to form dehydroepiandrosterone. Now the enzyme is same, 3-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase. It acts upon dehydroepiandrosterone to form androstenedione dione, which is further converted to testosterone. Testosterone, with the help of aromatase enzyme, forms estradiol. So you can clearly see here that testosterone, estradiol, these are the sex hormones, and these are synthesized from dehydroepiandrosterone, which is synthesized from 17-hydroxypregnenolone, which comes from pregnenolone. Pregnenolone comes from cholesterol. Okay. So you have to memorize this entire flowchart. It is very, very important. Now there are two main questions, reasoning based questions, that are asked. Why aldosterone synthesis takes place in zona glomerulosa? Why not in the rest of the two layers? Why not in zona fasciculata? Why not in zona reticularis? Why? Reason here being, aldosterone synthase enzyme, you can see here, that converts corticosterone into aldosterone. It is only present in zona glomerulosa. It is absent in reticularis and fasciculata. Whereas 11-beta hydroxylase and 17-alpha hydroxylase, these enzymes, these are not there in zona glomerulosa. Another reasoning based question that can be asked here is, why glucocorticoid synthesis is more in zona fasciculata and why more sex hormones are synthesized in zona reticularis? What is the reason for this? In zona fasciculata, we can say 3-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase activity is more. So there is more synthesis of glucocorticoids. You can see here. You can see the vertical chain of reactions. More activity is there in fasciculata. So there is more synthesis of corticosterone and cortisol. Vertical chain of reaction, it is more dominant. Whereas in zona reticularis, 17-20 lyase activity is more. So more of the 17-hydroxypregnenolone, it is diverted in the horizontal chain of reaction to form dehydroepiandrosterone. So horizontally acting enzymes, they form more sex hormones, whereas the enzymes that are forming the cortisol and hydroxysterone, that is 3-beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase, their activity is more in zona fasciculata. So this is the answer to both of the questions. Thank you very much. In the next class, I shall tell you about the physiological actions of these